scholarships here in Nelson. We're getting ready for the final game of the week. We have St Kentigern College taking on St Peter's in the final for first and second out here, joined in commentary by Jodie Brown, providing expert commentary. We're just waiting on the team starting lineups here. Here we go. So St Kent's are starting with Harriet Baxter at goal shoot, Jasleen Son at goal attack, Jamie Colossi at wing attack, Cecile Valet at centre, Kayla Robertson-Tiki at wing defence, Lisa Part at goal defence, and, sorry, I've just lost the goal keep here, Olivia Ropati at goal keep. That defensive combination of Lisa and Olivia back there have been causing the opposition havoc during the week, so expect to see them dominate on court this afternoon. St Peter's starting lineup, we have Ella Bradley at centre. Just to confuse everybody, I'll go from the wrong end. We'll start at goal shoot, sorry. Alanta Bruce at goal shoot, Charlie Sledger Walker at goal attack, Katarina Ormsby at wing attack, Ella Bradley at centre, Waiata Jennings at wing defence, Lucy Sidwell at goal defence, and Katie Tiao at goal keep. So this will be St Peter's first time at Nationals this year. They finished second at Upper North Islands. This is a repeat of the Upper North Island final. St Kent's did dominate that Upper North Island final. But some of the St Peter's girls were not available as they both play netball and basketball. So it'll be a bit more evenly matched today.
Yeah, both teams come into this game with strong wins yesterday against their, in almost like a semi-final position. So both had double-digit wins. So hoping for a good match this afternoon.
Great to see a close game in the third, fourth playoff there, Jodie.
Yeah, that was an exciting way to finish. It's always good to finish the tournament on a win. Come behind win for Westlake, down by 7 going into the last quarter, and managed to turn it around and win by 2, I think it was.
Yeah.
Was it? So some really good stuff coming out of that Westlake girls team.
Great that they just kept the pressure on, didn't drop their bottom lip like can happen when you get a 7-goal lead, can sort of shut up shop and not try and pull through, but really push through to that final whistle. So St Kent's have featured in a number of New Zealand secondary school finals. I believe they only have one title to their name, but are the more experienced of the two teams out here. It'll be interesting to see if that plays out for anything once they hit the court.
Yeah, it's come into this tournament as favourites, haven't they? They had a strong win in the Upper North Island tournament against St Peter's, so it'll be interesting to see if St Peter's have learnt from that and what they can bring this game. What a fantastic, I guess, team, St Peter's. First time internationals and then into the final. It's almost the dream run.
It is, and one of their players this morning, we noted earlier from the press race, Charlize there on screen, named in the Tall Ferns side to contest the Olympic qualifier here on home soil.
And obviously a basketball nationals, girls team nationals win last week, so there's some of these girls, I think it's about 4, isn't it, Jen?
4 of them played last week in basketball nationals and took out the title there, and they're here again today. Probably the first time you'd see two teams, the school being able to take out 2 national titles within 2 weeks. Girls just getting ready to take the court here. Girls good to go. We'll just wait for those umpires to get us started. Looks like a St Kit's first centre pass. And here we go into the final here at the Futi Xerox New Zealand Secondary Schools. Jasleen certainly rotates that circle round, keeping both defenders busy so that they can't drop back on Harriet like that. And St Kit's easy first goal. Good hands to keep that ball in.
I'm assuming there'll be a fair amount of nerves out there from the St Peter's team. Just crucial to see how long it takes them to settle.
Alenta there with a great settling first shot. She's got good range. Oh, and a turnover for St Peter's. Forcing that ball a bit wide on the centre pass.
Well, this defensive end for St Peter's really impressed me yesterday with their suffocating defence and their ability to look long and their strong attackers. Certainly a good start.
So St Peter's take a 2-1 goal lead there with centre pass. St Kitts certainly really forced that lifted ball on that .9 defence. Just body on the ball there. Penalty shot. Lenta looking for the offload and easy turnover and let back. St Kitts will look to transition this ball through to attack. Uncharacteristic mistake back there. Oh, and turned over again. As you say, Jodie, few nerves.
Yeah, just misplaced passes, not quite sighting where the defence are and putting that ball into space.
All that work, and that was their centre pass. St Peter's with a 3-1 lead. St Kitts looking to go straight to goal there with Harriet. Having to send it back to the transverse line just for a settle. Jasleen through the middle, opening up that circle.
She does a power of work, doesn't she, Jasleen Singh?
She certainly does, round the top of that circle, making sure those defenders can't just sit back on Harriet back there. St Kitts just managing to shut down that circle feed.
You see that basketball style shot of Ledger Walker.
Jamie Clossy certainly knowing that she got bumped there. Oh, we've got an uncharacteristic step there. Fast transition for St Peter's. Lisa Park got a hand to that, disrupted that play. St Peter's throw on baseline. Charlie's just managing to control that back space, popping that ball away. Good feed round there. Nice and patient. Alenta just controlling that baseline, giving good open option for her circle feeders to know what's happening. Just a wee bit late there by Katie Tiao coming out. Umpire asking for that to be set. And finished off by Jasleen.
Harriet Baxter, goal shoot for St Kitts, is yet to put up a shot. Over half the quarter gone.
Whereas St Peter's here sharing the shooting load between them.
Yeah, both teams doing a good job of forcing out, so away from the middle of the court, not allowing them to get that drive onto the circle edge. It's pretty brave asking to put that ball in there over two defenders.
Katie Tiao got a hand to it, but straight back into Jasleen's hands. Jamie Colossi was pretty lucky there. Lisa Puck just a wee bit quiet there in the goal defence role. Normally see her out attacking that ball.
Yeah, I think the St. Peter's attacking end are doing a good job keeping the ball moving, looking down court, getting that ball speed, certainly displacing the defence down the end.
Here we go again, St. Peter's not allowing the St. Kitts girls that traditional speed to circle. Harriet, good back space there, popped in over the top. Her first goal of this quarter with 4 minutes on the clock.
Waiata Jennings there at wing defence for St. Peter's. She does a lot of work through court, bringing the ball through for the St. Peter's side.
Misunderstanding, but the post helped them out there. Good pass off the post. Girls will say it was all planned. These two having a real tussle here, wing attack, wing defence. Pressure on each ball that's going in. Jamie's used to having that circle edge and a very easy feed. Not happy there, got the defenders moving, brought herself in a bit closer. Now she'll have a penalty shot. Katie standing beside and away. St. Peter's leading 9-6.
With better coverage on the centre pass for St. Kitts that time, really shut down those front options. It's what they've been playing a lot of the time is the wall across the front there, really making those attackers have to work hard, and their back line also contributing to that centre pass defence. Again, that hunting defence of Tiao. She comes strongly out for ball.
So we've got 2-on-1 here in the circle. Jesling comfortable going to the post. St. Kitts will want to score off this. Have an umpire's whistle, not sure what it is. Contact there, so St. Peter's have turned that ball back over.
That's the advantage of having a Buswell player attacking. She has that defensive game as well. Certainly helps when you have attacking defenders or defending attackers.
She gets out there and spoils. Middies all having a great time out here, getting out, trying to spoil the ball before the ball gets into the circle. Jasleen stepped in, no umpire's whistle there. Katie with a great pick-up. Quick transition for St. Peter's. Ooh, Atlanta just lost possession there. Another turnover.
A bit of circle edge from Jamie Colossi. Allows you to feed the shooters without anyone in front of you.
Jasleen not afraid to go to goal. As you said earlier, Jodie really dominates in that circle.
Yeah, well, she shot all but one goal for St. Kitts at the moment.
That's what we're more traditional to see here from the St. Kitts defenders, getting that ball lifted, bringing in that baseline, earning the turnover. They'll want to score this going into the last minute of the first quarter, bring them back onto even. Jamie constantly talking there on the outside of that circle. All just waiting to see where this penalty is actually supposed to be set. Oh, there we go. Offensive contact there from Harriet. Great pick up from Lisa Putt. That's what we've seen all week from Lisa, dominating up at that line, not afraid to hang out and really put some defensive pressure on that line. Jasleen's first miss of this quarter. 10 seconds on the clock. St Peters will want to score off this. It was their centre pass. And there's the basketball, almost a layup for us. St Peters scoring off their own centre pass going into the half-time break. 10-8 to St Peters over St Kitts. So conversations at quarter time here, Jodie. Tiaraha's up animated talking to her defence, I think it looks like there.
Yeah, well, defensively, I think they're really strong. They're forcing St Kitts into, I guess, making fumble balls and turnovers. Attacking-wise, I like it when they get their ball speed and their flow through court. I think when they start to get a bit static, that's when they allow the defence, the likes of Elisa Pup, to come in and disrupt them. St Kitts down the other end, well, I think they are a bit too static. They're a bit hesitant on the ball. They're a bit just the releases on the second or third second versus St Peters first. And they really need to find a way how to find Harriet Baxter. She's got the height in there, but she's still not really making use of that height down there.
Yeah, totally agree there. Waiata Jennings doing a really good job on Jamie Colossi there. Jamie's dominated on their mid-court attack and circle edge feeding throughout the week, so she's been quite quiet. I think St Kitts will be looking to bring her into the game. What more do you think she needs to do to actually start being more of a presence out there for St Kitts?
Well, she's a leader, isn't she? She's the captain,
yeah.
So she really needs to step up and, I guess, take the ball. But the wing attacks really control that end, and they're the thermometer down there, and they run the show. And I think it's their ability to be dominant, get the ball, demand the ball, and just have that real direction there. Waiata Jennings, like you say, doing a really good job of I guess, cutting that off at the moment.
Sometimes if you're the captain in that wing attack role, it's hard to make sure you're rallying the troops and also doing your own job. I think there were a couple of shots there we saw during that first quarter. Jamie's constantly talking to everybody else around her, but she's also got to make sure she's actually getting through for that first phase ball and being able to drive onto that circle edge to deliver a good quality feed.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's the first quarter. I think they've felt each other out now, so really these second and third quarters are really going to be the ones where you kind of stamp your dominance and I guess get that turnover ball or convert it down the other end as well.
As we've seen, 2 goals is nothing in this sort of game. Westlake converted a 7-goal deficit into a 2-goal win in the last game in that last quarter. So it's basically even Stevens as these two teams hit the court again. As we say, we'll try and keep up with any changes. The girls are numbered, and it is quite hard sometimes to pick up if we've got any changes there. Okay, so we've got St Kitts with first centre pass. Disrupted straight away. St Peters will look to transition this through. Just guilty of not turning fully there in that role there. Looking down the court, need to remember to clear the clutter. Better circle rotation there from Jasleen, and well finished. St Peters just taking a patient build-up, getting themselves on circle edge. Umpire's whistle.
The height of Ella Bradley at centre for St Peters is a real asset for them coming through the court. Compliments Ormsby pretty well because she's probably the shortest player out there.
Yeah. Well finished there by Alenta. Still goal for goal. Baxter really not contributing much to the game out here for St Kitts at the moment. Jasleen's running that circle as she pointed out earlier on. Defenders are doing a good job of keeping her not engaged. Here we go. Here's this traditional outside of the circle play. Charlize works herself in, goes straight to goal. Contact from behind there. Just taking that pressure off first phase ball for St Kitts.
Going back to your earlier point, it's really hard for a team like a goal attack like Jasleen Singh to be able to take all that pressure of shooting and running the show down there. So, like you say, Harriet really needs to step up.
Great long feed there. Lisa got up, disrupted the pass. Unfortunately penalised. St Kitts have made some changes in the shooting circle earlier on. They bring on their second shooter, which does certainly create a much more mobile shooting circle. Oh, Jamie Clossy managed to get back up on her feet then. As I tell my year 9s with my goal shoot, can't afford just to be a Statue of Liberty back there with your arm up, need to get involved. I think we've all had goal shoots that think that that's their role out there, put their arm up, just bring me the ball.
You have to be careful of that square ball down the attacking end. It's a great option for defenders to pick off.
Step in and offload. Rear miss there from Atlanta, but chased down her own rebound. She's got bodies on the ground here. It's good to see Charlie's just happy to take the pressure off there. Still no umpire's whistle. Oh dear. Here we go, okay. Somebody will settle here and return this ball through court. Jamie came through, helped out Lisa there with a pickup.
And we see the changing style now in defence. They're starting to pick up Singh. And it's opening up Baxter just a little bit more. She's now starting to come into the game, holding a bit better and being an option down there.
It's only her third shot of the game, isn't it, Jodie? Yeah. 13 all out here. There we go. Unusually, Baxter out to the front, took the front ball, offloaded to Jasleen on the base. St Kitts take the lead, 14-13.
Lisa's puts entry into that circle is able to let her contest that ball. She's got great elevation for a shorter defender.
She's certainly deceptive.
You can feel that intensity just getting that little bit higher.
Halfway through the second quarter, 14 all. St Kitts just relying on their back defenders to bring the ball through and attack. Jamie Clossy still seems a little unsettled there. Really having to work hard. Turnover again. St Peter's look to transition quickly on attack. Atlanta guilty just of taking her eye off the ball there.
We haven't mentioned Ropati much in this game, but you just wonder whether that wearing down effect and that ability to ride Bruce all the time is just starting to pay off for her. Had a couple of missed shots from Bruce and a couple of fumbles.
With the amount of ball Lisa's able to turn over in the back, she obviously knows that her back partner's got a back going out and hunting, so there's certainly a formidable defensive pair in. What I've liked in this quarter is there's been less whistle. Having said that, there's contact on the outside of the circle. Girls have tidied it up themselves. Obstruction in the circle there. Jasleen will look to go to goal. Harriet, tallest one of the two, under there is a rebounding option. St Kitts leading 15-14. So we've got 2-on-1 in the shooting circle back there. Be interesting to see how quickly they look to go to goal. The mini bounce pass here, bounced twice before it got in. And finished.
So Kent's lead this quarter 7-5.
Nice backspace. Harriet holding just a wee bit higher that time, allowing her to have that backspace drop, not bringing in that baseline into play. There's that traditional 0.9 jump there from Lisa Putt. Turning over another one for her attackers.
It's the timing of that jump too. It's, you know, the elevation, but also the timing to be able to match the release of the passer. It's outstanding.
Some would say that she's not tall enough to play in the circle and look to the future she'd need to move out, but I think she's certainly proven that she's a mobile goal defence who can disrupt the ball both inside and outside the circle. Just like Katie proves this down the other end as well.
Yeah, look at the transition from St. Peter's. Again, just that fumble from Bruce.
Just the middies dropping that ball down. It'd be good for her to receive the ball a bit higher rather than down at her toes. Much easier for a shooter to turn and shoot, receiving that ball a bit more in their shooting range. Harriet Baxter unable to pull that ball in. St. Peter's on another turnover through the court. St. Peter's just using the defence to resettle that pass. Charlize on a quick release, and Atlanta able to pick up that rebound on a penalty shot. So St. Peter's centre pass.
And a chance to tie it up before the end of the quarter.
Minute remaining. Oh. So 17 all, back to where we were when we started this quarter. Oh, a bit of a late challenge there, 30 seconds on the clock. Needing to make sure, tidy up ball here. St. Kitts will want to score. Umpires just sending it back into the centre third. Both shooters caught in the same space there. Jasleen will be wanting to score this, putting the pressure back onto St. Peter's to score quickly. Bit of gamesmanship here, holding that ball up so they're not forced on that. They'll just hold that, so it'll remain St. Peter's pass when we come back after half-time. Score here, St. Kitts 18, St. Peter's 17.
Yeah, 10-7, St. Kitts won that quarter. So certainly, I think they made the most of Harriet Baxter there. I think St. Peter's changed their defensive, I guess, style a little bit, and they picked up Jasleen Singh a little bit more, which opened up Baxter.
Jamie Clossy came back into the game a bit more circle edge feeding from her.
Yeah, I'd like to see her use her timing a little bit better. I think she waits for the person to get the ball and then does her timing rather than doing that pre-work beforehand so that she's free and ready to pass to when they've got the passes ready, sorry.
Yeah, so gaining that front space, putting that defender on her back. Lisa Putt in there at goal defence. Key turnovers for St. Kitts. I think she picked up 3 key turnovers quite high up the court.
Yeah, what I like about her is her elevation, her timing, her ability to attack that 3-foot mark, but also her ability just to do her job. And I think that's really clear that when she does her job, she know the others around her know what to expect and know what to do as well. And then you're seeing the effect that Ropati's having on Bruce. Bruce probably didn't have her best quarter, shooting 50% in that quarter, but also probably a lot of fumbles and turnovers. Yeah,
a lot of fumble ball back in that shooting circle for St. Peter's. Do you think that's the girls' eyes off the ball, or potentially not the care taken from those mid-quarters on that delivery?
Yeah, I think it's the delivery into Bruce. I think the ball comes down so fast, and they have got really good ball handles going down to. But you've got to remember Bruce is a tall person, so you're expecting that person to come in really fast. Sometimes taller people, reactions not quite as fast as what the rest of them are, and so I think it's just the fact of changing the timing, and quite often she's thumping the ball and there's only really one defensive player around her, so the ability just to change the timing is really crucial, I think, for St Peter's.
Yeah. As we say, shooters are often our goal shoots back there, our tallest players on the court. They like to receive the ball back up where they can turn and shoot rather than having to pick it up around the scraps around their feet. Also, often I know as a coach, we often have that conversation that shooters get to hold the ball for 4 seconds by the time they do pick it up from those feet and then get it up to set that shot.
Yeah, well, after us obviously talking about Harriet Baxter in that quarter, well, St Kitts in this whole half of the game have only missed 1 shot. Yeah. So, really good accuracy at post. They struggled to find Baxter in the beginning, but now they have. Both of those shooters, really good accuracy. Accuracy fell away a little bit for St Peter's, but we're talking 3 misses for the whole game as well.
Right, so heading into the second half here, St Peter's on pass. Down by 1, St Kitts leading 18-17. Can't seem to pick up any changes out there. Look like they're settling with their starting 7. Out of court there, miss there by Charlize. St Kitts will look at transitioning this ball through the court. There you see again, Colossi just hanging out in the back there, waiting for the ball to come through. Harriet on the move. Didn't see a lot of that in the first half of the game. Then creating that back pass because it was one-on-one there with the defence.
Yeah, better hold from Harriet Baxter then. Really clear with her arm up where she wanted the ball.
Again, gave herself room, was able to step in, easy shot away. Oh, just got a whistle here. Umpires asked for a reset.
Crucial time for St Peter's. I think they'd want to score this one. Unfortunately.
Footwork there. Party came out and attacked that triangle ball at the top. Lisa just caught up there. St Peter's lucky to get that ball back. And they'll get a second shot here. Settler for Bruce there in the third quarter.
Jamie Colossi, she really doesn't like that physical attention that Jennings is giving to her. Good play there, quick ball.
St Kitts do score fast, so one thing St Peter's can't afford to do is sit back. Really need to keep attacking if they want to stay within striking distance. 21-19 to St Kitts out here. Jasleen just not comfortable, got herself a wee bit closer. Katie Tiao just giving a rack up back there to Lucy, asking her to get out and forward, put some pressure on to Jasleen.
And just Ella Bradley, just a poor pace pass there in the wrong space.
So here's this great through court defence from St Peter's. Slowing the ball down. Lifted ball in there, able to turn it over again. Katie Tiao looking to offload. Good circle edge drive there and great space. Nice pop pass in. Not sure if Charlize knew that she was screening there, but circle feeders did.
I like the change up that St Kitts are using either Singh at the front or Baxter at the back. Not overdoing one of them at this stage.
Turnover ball here for St Peter's. Look to transition quickly through that mid-court. Happy to bring it back until something opens up in the front.
Just haven't got the flow and the decisiveness as they've had in those first, or particularly that first quarter.
Atlanta's hold sort of starting to bend over a bit, not showing that clear space to her circle feeders as she had been. Certainly takes the front ball stronger than the over the body ball there. 1:22 all. Back to even Stevens. Bit of gamesmanship there from the St Kitts girls, not getting that ball back, making the St Peter's girls have to go back and get it, trying to disrupt some timing through court, I think. Better positioning for Jamie Colossi there on attack, so she can get herself onto circle edge.
Look at this box formation that these St Peter's defenders have on, marking space rather than the player.
Jamie busy trying to marshal the troops too, as well as do her own job there, really directing play. Jasleen just popping out, opening up space. Got a whistle. I think Harriet Baxter's just been cautioned for delaying Palais there. Penalty was moved up from the throw-in. Not sure it was deliberate, but can sometimes look like that to the umpires.
Yeah, just that feed.
Umpires called possession there to Lisa Putt. Just got able to take that front space, as you were going to say there, Jodie. Feed's just not going into the space that's being held by the shooter.
Yeah, just the vision and the ability to put that ball away from the defence.
Obstruction outside the circle there, just allowing Katie Tiao to come around and attack the front space. Quick throw-in taken by Jamie Colossi. Harriet Baxter holding the front ball then. I think it took about 2 minutes to score that goal. St Kitts back to a 2-goal lead. And scoring off their own centre pass. First time in a while we've seen them go 1-2 into the circle for an easy shot. St Peter's, they're just a wee bit guilty of not doing any pre-movement off the ball, just expecting to have the ball delivered. Tired bodies, I guess, at the end of the week.
Yeah, well, towards the end of this tournament, you're going to see potentially the same starting seven start to run out the game, so definitely fatigue will play a part in this later part of this game.
Good work from Jasleen there, just keeping her partner busy, allowing the one-on-one at the back of the court there. And St Kitts on a bit of a run here, just able to disrupt play. Some more traditional build-up there from St Kitts. Both players circle edge. Unfortunately, Harriet Baxter not able to pull that ball in. Not great delivery.
not afraid to let the ball go, are they, St. Peter's? They look long.
Real trust in those girls that they're going to get the ball on that release. Nice screen at the top there from Atlanta, bringing Chalice on that baseline. 26-24 to St. Kitts here. St. Kitts centre pass. Coach killer there, offside at the transverse line from the wing defence.
St. Peter's using the whole width of the court. Getting that vertical jump from Ropati.
Saw a switch there from Ropati and Putt. Lisa Putt dropping back in. Ropati able to turn the ball over. Another turnover up the court for St. Peter's. Jamie Clossy certainly throwing a body at the ball and throwing the ball away. I think this will get some attention from the umpire there. Just cautioned for delaying play. Charlize with the miss, followed up with her own rebound. Last 10 seconds, St. Peter's will want to score it quickly. And St. Kitts will take a 1-goal lead going into the final quarter here. 26-25. St. Peter's had the opportunity to draw that, just unable to convert. How's that quarter score looking there, Jodie?
8-all.
Low scoring.
Yeah, defensively, both teams stepped up. Goes in ebbs and flows, doesn't it?
Yeah, nobody's just settled and been able to put their foot down and just accelerate through with a lead there. Shooting circles, percentage-wise, as you said, St. Kitts sitting in the higher percentage, but the St. Peter's girls still getting the ball turned over and delivered to them. Not afraid to put the ball up.
Yeah, probably not. St. Peter's probably not making the most of their possession in terms of shooting-wise, but I'm not sure it's all being lost in the shooting circle. There's the mistakes coming from the feeders. Ella Bradley just having a bit of an off quarter there with her feeding. And then Harriet Baxter stepping up and down at their attacking end. She's yet to miss a goal. Volume probably not as high as Jasleen Singh, but still her accuracy outstanding, 100%.
And I guess with Jasleen going to goal, when you've got somebody of Harriet's height in the back, she's pulling in most of the rebounds anyway. So it does give that two shooting options, so not allowing those defenders just to drop back on one. Jamie Colossy a bit more dominant in that quarter, started to see her take first phase and get that front cut.
And get involved too, like defensively, attacking wise. I think she, like you say, has been a bit quiet, so her ability just to get involved was really crucial in that. But how fantastic is it to see a game so close? You know, we had a couple of blowout games yesterday and potentially we eliminate the semi-finals.
Yeah.
So it's really good to see our youth under pressure in an intensity game.
And really showing, I mean, both these teams have been putting 50 goals on the scoreboard. So it's great that full court defence, not just our circle defenders out there doing some dominating, but everybody really going out there and making 100% effort to do their job, but also take some risks in turning over that ball. As my girls will know, I say all the time, netball's a game of risks. We get given 50% of the ball, so it's the team that's prepared to actually go out there and take some risks to turn over some ball.
Well, one thing we haven't mentioned is the goal shoot from St. Peter's is April O'Meara's daughter, Atlanta Bruce. she's actually requested a turtle if St Peter's win this game.
Yes, I have heard that. Interesting request. I've often more heard the KFC for post-game feed, but a turtle will be an interesting option for the win. Great turnover there from Katie Tiao, just picking up that ball that was a wee bit wide off the circle edge.
Oh, lucky there to come up with the ball, Bruce.
Umpire's call here. Actually called Bruce for the penalty. Her shot, when it is short, hits the front of that rim. Not an air ball, just seems consistently to hit the front of the rim. The St Kitts defenders seem to have disrupted her timing. Let's see if St Kitts can convert this. Jasleen just a wee bit outside her shooting zone there, happy to move that ball, get a wee bit closer. Harriet's got her arm up there, saying I'm available for the offload if you want to pop it there.
Right, so it's pressure moments, isn't it? Every goal is crucial now.
Circle defence upset Jasleen shot there, had a double balk on the ball before the release. Nice back space.
Oh, it just must be this end for Bruce. Maybe shooting wobbles down one end in particular.
Bit of a late challenge there by Lisa Putt. Gives Charlize the penalty shot and scored. And so they've broken the St Kitts centre pass, so we're 26 all. 8 minutes thereabouts on the clock. St Peter's will want to score off this, put themselves back in the lead. Oh, nice double play there from Charlize to move herself in closer, well within shooting range. Front line from St Peter's, just tidying up that defence across here. Just making St Kitts have to be a wee bit more patient. Oh, nice movement in.
Oh, Katie, great lean over there, got good coverage over the shot.
Great no umpire involvement too. She was clearly good 3 feet. Umpires have allowed a good contest in both circles, allowing those defenders to actually get in there and contest some ball.
St Peter's just want to make sure they keep continuing to attack their circle.
Wee bit late there from Lisa Putt. Good goal under pressure. Charlize obviously used to performing under pressure, wearing multiple sporting code hats out there, both basketball and netball. International experience probably for her, helping her just be settled and be calm for St Peter's.
Jasleen Singh's impressed me today. She's really controlled that attacking end for St Kitts.
It's not often you see the goal attack taking the majority of the shots.
And she does a power of work as well, so not only taking those shots, but she does a lot of court work in that goal third.
I think if we saw those centre pass receives and goals to score, would both have her up there.
Well, it's going to be what team cracks first at the moment. It's going with the centre pass, who scores their centre pass. So
it was a great drive across the ball, unfortunately just picked up for obstruction. Umpire deeming penalty not taken, both beside and away. Whistle in the circle, so loud here now with the crowd, but hard to pick up the whistle sometimes up here. Another goal there for Jasleen. Atlanta happy to offload that penalty to Charlize there. Just got a falcon for Peter's did a good job there of forcing St Kitts down that sideline, just ran them out of room. There's the first break of this quarter. Puts St Peter's up by 2 with centre pass.
St Peter's got to be careful not to get caught on that transverse line. They had all 3 attackers on that transverse line. They are patient with the ball, so it does come. That could be an option for St Kitts to look at.
Oh, nice triangle there. Coaches love it when the triangle happens. Charlize misses, but you know, she's the shortest one in there, but she gets up and gets her own rebounds. Harriet Baxter's on the move out there. Confused that front space. Harriet got caught running, nobody at home, which left her circle feeders with no options. Ball forced out over the sideline. Just looking good turnover there for St Kitts. Just as you said, Jodie, all shooters presenting on the same plane. Middies, you could almost get them all across, throw a blanket across them. Nice shot there from Baxter. Just settling that one down. St Peter's still with a 2-goal lead.
Well, as coaches always say, score your centre pass. If you can keep scoring your centre pass, you're going to be in control of this game. But it's doing that under pressure and repeatedly.
Bruce seems to have got over those yips she had down there at the start of this quarter. She did get smacked in the face with the ball. Maybe that's helped her just take a breath, have a wee settle. Oh, nice feed. Jamie Colossi circle edge feed there. Baxter not comfortable to put it off, offloaded it and gave St Peter's the opportunity to turn the ball over again. St Peter's just being able to be a bit patient with the ball. St Kitts circle defenders just a wee bit guilty of sitting back, not being proactive like they were in that last quarter. 4-goal lead, 2 minutes to go.
St Peter's have really taken control of this last quarter, really controlled, patient, but still attacking that circle edge. I've got 2 shooters contributing nicely, which makes a huge difference to a team.
Yeah, it really made those St Kitts defenders not just pick up one option. So 5-goal lead, 1 minute 40 and another turnover.
Well, if you could see the St Peter's bench right now, they're all standing up, cheering. First time at this tournament.
Oh, nice pick up there. St Kitts do have the ability to score fast, but need to make the most of it. St Peter's, on the other hand, just happy to be patient, happy to use those back at the line, open that ball up beautifully on that drive for Charlize and finished it. No, sorry, there was a stepping call there. Goal doesn't count. Jamie Colossi, circle edge. Harriet Baxter offering back space. Under a minute remaining here in the Fuji Xerox New Zealand Secondary Schools final. St Peter's leading 35-31.
St Kitts just really haven't made use of Baxter on that one-on-one situation, have they?
No, not at all. St Peter's defenders have really put on that high court press, blurred the vision of those middies. Worked hard on Jamie Colossi, I think. Cutting her out of the game's probably been the big thing. Allowed St Peter's here to drive this ball through. St Peter's are just going to be patient, let the clock do the work. We're into the last 10 seconds. So, pretty dream here for St Peter's. First time at New Zealand secondary schools. And they're going to first time appearance. St Peter's take it out 35-31. As you can see, girls pretty excited here. As Jodie mentioned at the beginning of the game, St Peter's also took out the double A basketball nationals last week. So this is 2 national titles for St Peter's, basketball and netball. 4 of those girls competing in both. Pinnacle event for our New Zealand secondary school girls here. We're just waiting for Jodie to get down courtside so she can speak to the winning captain and coach. St Peter's really did a good job of shutting down the playmakers for St Kitts. Jamie Colossi really taken out of the game there, unable to get that ball into Harriet. Jasleen Singh, probably my standout for St Kitts today. Number of first phase received. She's received with a centre pass and then scored as well. But full court defence from St Peter's, really worked hard on that full court. Everybody worked together, provided good strong attacking ball, kept turning it over. Shooters probably not the highest percentages in there for the 2 of them, but they kept delivering that ball back, giving them every opportunity, and were just able to put that foot down, go into a 4-goal lead going into that final quarter. Just waiting for Jodie to have a talk downstairs. While we're waiting, thanks again to Fuji Xerox for sponsoring New Zealand secondary schools here, and to Sky Sport for providing the online content for the week, and also live coverage here today, both online and on Sky Sport. It's great for the rest of the country to be able to see pinnacle events like this, and see the up-and-coming secondary school talent. Some of these girls will feature, no doubt, in the National Netball League that will be starting in 2020, and also contracts come from here. Okay, I think we've just about got Jodie ready down courtside to hand over to. She's just waiting there to pick up the winning coach and captain. And handing over to Jodie now.
Okay, talk me through that. Your maiden time at this tournament and now you're champions. Talk me through that game.
Well, it's undescribable actually. We're just happy that we're able to come here and show the rest of New Zealand what we're capable of doing. So qualifying was enough for us, and then making the finals and actually taking it out for the first time and making history for our school is, I'm speechless and so proud of the girls and our supporters.
T, what was the difference between Upper North, because they beat you quite convincingly, and today?
We did our homework. We absolutely dissected that game and knew that in the weeks leading up to this, if our aim was the final, that's who we thought we'd play. So everything came out in our debrief yesterday as to what we'd prepared to get to, which was the final in place in Kents. And we didn't play our best game that game, and we felt this was what we could potentially do, and we did it.
Did you think that you could do it? Did you come to this tournament, did you think that you were going to be champions?
Absolutely. After Upper North Islands, that was just an eye-opener to the players and our supporters, and we just had all belief that if we came out here, put our best foot forward, we were capable.
I'm going to touch briefly, because you have got basketball players in your team.
Yeah.
2 national titles in 2 weeks. How good is that for St Peter's?
Oh, that's even better. I can't describe it. I'm not a basketballer myself, but we back all our players and our athletes all the way, and I'm sure our school will be super proud of us all.
Yeah, and just touch on the team aspect for me. How good is this team? They get on off court, you look happy.
Yeah, it's like this is a new experience for me, but they're really firm with each other. They demand things of each other, and you can't ask for that. And full credit to the coaches that were here before me. You know, they did a great job.
Oh well, enjoy this, and I know it's going to be so memorable for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely fantastic final out here. Great to have a close game. It's a wrap for the week from New Zealand secondary schools, Fuji Xerox New Zealand secondary schools. Pinnacle event here. Great Have to thank Sky Sport for providing the online content all week. Girls been able to be watched, followed at home on the streaming, and today on Sky Sport. Thanks Jodie Brown for the expert commentary. Okay, so are they doing after presentation? So after presentation.
Official presentation of the 2019 Fuji Xerox New Zealand Secondary School Netball Champs here at Saxton Stadium in Nelson. I am Kate Agnew, the Head of Events for Netball New Zealand and your MC for this afternoon's proceedings. Joining me on court this afternoon, Ruth Stanley, Head of Community Netball for Netball New Zealand, Kevin Patak, Marketing Communications Manager for Fuji Xerox New Zealand, and Carol Maddox, President of Netball New Zealand. It has been Netball New Zealand's great pleasure to bring this event to Nelson, but before we begin today's presentations, we also need to thank a number of valued partners without whom these events would simply not be possible. Fuji Xerox as the naming rights partner for this event, One Foundation, ANZ, ASICS, Suzuki, Gilbert, and Sky Sport, who facilitated the live streaming, which allowed fans and whānau from around the country and even the world to see the fantastic action from our top secondary school players. Sky Sport have also been filming a 1-hour highlights package, which will be broadcast on Sunday the 20th of October at 2 p.m. on Sky Sport 3, the home of netball, prior to the third match in the Constellation Cup coming out of Sydney. I now invite Ruth Stanley to come forward and say a few words.
Thanks, Kate. Tēnā koutou katoa. Wow, what an exciting day of netball. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate St Peter's School, Cambridge on your win today. What a stellar performance, such great passion, and in the final it's successfully been crowned this year's winner of the Fuji Xerox New Zealand Secondary School Champs. Congratulations. And our runners-up, St Kentigern's College, a really commendable performance, so close. You should be extremely proud of yourselves. This year we've seen some amazing talent come through in our secondary school teams. Not just the talent on the court, but the determination, real character and passion for the game. The Fuji Xerox New Zealand Secondary School Netball Champs is one of the most hotly contested tournaments of the year, and I want to congratulate all of you for making it this far and showcasing what we can look forward to see in the future of netball. This tournament would not be possible without the support of coaches, team managers and other support staff, alongside the wonderful support from parents and whānau, some who might have travelled some distance to cheer all of you on. To the umpires, technical officials and volunteers, We couldn't have run this event without you, so thank you very much. I would also like to acknowledge Fuji Xerox for the contribution to this event. Thanks, Kevin, for also making it here. Fuji Xerox has come on board for 3 years as a principal partner of this competition, and we are delighted to have them supporting such a pivotal event in our netball calendar. And finally, thank you to Jared and the team at Nelson Netball. You have given so much to this event, and myself and the Netball New Zealand crew couldn't be more grateful. Nelson has a fantastic year of netball events, and it isn't over yet. Super Club 2019 is coming in December to the Trafalgar Centre and will feature all 6 ANZ Premier netball teams, along with Collingwood Magpies from Australia and Wasps Netball from the UK. We hope to see you all there. Thank you to everyone who is part of this event, giving your time and energy. You've all worked so hard to bring the 2019 Fuji Xerox New Zealand Secondary School champs to life. Safe travels home, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth. I now invite Kevin Patak to come forward and say a few words.
Thanks very much. I'm delighted to be here in sunny Nelson for the first year that we've been involved with this wonderful tournament. Firstly, I'd just like to acknowledge all of the competitors and the athletes that are here for putting on such a tremendous performance this week and some really memorable matches. So thank you for all that you've done to make this so memorable. And I'd also like to echo Ruth's words to acknowledge the many efforts of all the parents and the volunteers and Netball New Zealand for all that they've done to put on such a wonderfully organized and well-run tournament this week. Thank you for making this such a wonderful affair. Thank you. Fuji Xerox, we are strong supporters of both sport and education. So for us, this tournament made perfect sense, and we were so happy that we're able to come on board. Particularly this being our first year, we're especially excited to see how much potential this has and how much this has meant to everyone that I've met here today at this event. To St. Kentigern's, congratulations on just a wonderful performance, such a hard-fought effort out there, and you should be very proud of everything that you laid out on the court today. Well done to you. And to St. Peter's, as from what I understand is your first appearance in the finals, spectacular, well done. You have our deepest congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you here again in years to come. Very well done. And now I'd like to hand back.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Now, let's focus on the grand final and the presentations. We begin by recognising the runners-up of the 2019 Fuji Xerox New Zealand Secondary Schools Netball Champs, St Kentigern College. Now, while their medals are being presented, to all the schools that have competed here throughout the week, congratulations on making it to Nelson. To qualify for this event, out of over 240 secondary schools who attempt to make it here, is an outstanding achievement, especially for the first-time attendees of Samuel Marsden Collegiate, Whanganui High, and St Peter's School, Cambridge. Regardless of the outcomes, win, lose or draw, you have all done tremendously well to make it here, and however, we hope that this is just the beginning. There is much more to come. We encourage you to consider all the opportunities that are available to you, be it as a player, coach, umpire, technical official, event management, administrator, or in governance. There are numerous opportunities, and these are increasing. Congratulations once again to St Kentigern College. Now we move to recognising the technical officials involved with this afternoon's grand final. Would these bench officials please come forward to receive their medals? Cora Pene, Kylie Ratton, Maria Bater and Marie Morell. Now I note too that Fuji Xerox have generously provided some additional gifts to recognise both the schools in the final as well as our technical officials, and we appreciate that greatly. Thank you very much, Fuji Xerox. For the match officials, bench and on-court umpires, these games are as important as for the players and coaches, with both groups of officials appointed based on their performances throughout the event. And now we acknowledge the umpires of the Grand Final, Wids Wilson, Morgan Craig and reserve umpire Matt Davis. Congratulations and well done to all of you. We know you've had a busy year with tournaments and events, but we look forward to seeing you again next year as well. Thank you. And now, after 56 hard-fought, tightly contested matches, to the winners of the 2019 Fuji Xerox New Zealand Secondary Schools Netball Champs, congratulations to St Peter's School, Cambridge. I invite the captain, Katarina Ormsby, can you come forward and say a few words on behalf of your team, please?
Kia ora. I would first of all just like to thank Netball New Zealand and the sponsors for hosting Nationals and putting on an awesome week. Again, to all the schools that came down and competed, we enjoyed it and we hope you did too. We really liked the competitiveness, which then takes me to St Kitts. Thanks again for putting on a great final. Yeah, we enjoyed it and we hope you did as well. Lastly, to all the supporters, our parents, our families, we can't thank you enough for helping us get this far. And then to our managers and our coaches, thanks again for the whole season, trainings, everything. We wouldn't have been able to do it without you guys. And then lastly, to my girls, yeah, super proud of everyone in our team, and yeah, big ups to us. Thank you.
Oh no, should we go down?
Should we have a photo here? Behind the thing?
Swim up, come down?
Oh yeah, they wanted to.
Come down here. Come up, come down. You're in the front. What? We only need one more down here. Oh, okay then.
Yep, we'll do it.